Well, good evening. We're back in Virtual Pool 4 and we're back for a match tonight. Just one set of teams in this. It's Thursday night Scotch, I'll say that again, Thursday night 10 ball Scotch doubles. I'll see if I can change my cloth. Okay, there we go. It's a race to 5, so this is effectively the final. And we have Jose McEwen from Spain and Hazard from England, Larry from the States, and Dirty Harry, we'll just find out where he's from. He's from Germany. So, 10 ball, call shot game, all non-obvious shots, combos and banks should be called, as well as anything that goes in that wasn't called should be miscalled. So, race to 5, and we're all set to go. And if there's anybody out there, good evening to you. Hopefully I'm come through loud and clear. Good evening, welcome aboard. Looks like you're the only one that's in. And Mark's here as well. Goodness me, Mark's arrived. Make sure you close that door behind you. So, Jose with half a shot on the 6 ball. Looks very tight to me to get to it. Yeah. Extremely thin cut. Needs a lot of power to get that 6 ball across the table. And of course, the inevitable happened. And well, I've got voice mod installed and I've been messing about with it, doing some silly things. And we'll see if this works. So, Dirty Harry and Larry, or Dirty Larry and Harry, however you want to pronounce them. I've got the chance to win the first rack. That's a video game, isn't it? I think Leisure Suit Larry or something like that. I think I've heard of it. Well, Dirty Harry has been strung out to dry slightly here by Larry. He's got an awkward cut on the 10, but no problem. And it goes first rack to Harry and Larry. And the break looks dry. Now, shot in the 1 isn't the problem. The problem's finding a path that can get round to that 2 ball, because the 2 ball only goes into the right corner here, so the hard push to get round the corner, but he's got to get the 1 ball first. And whenever somebody misses, we should get this. Whoa. Jose did well getting the one ball, but again, very difficult to get in the two. But Hazard may well be lining up a safety. Yep, an easy safety. And that's got the two ball hidden away, so Larry's got his work cut out here. Looking to go two rails and kick the two next to that 9 ball. Very difficult shot. He'll be looking for the line off the guide off the diamonds. And he's got the hit, and he's got it not bad, although Jose may well try the bank here and keep the cue ball up the top end of the table. Should leave his partner on the 3. Good evening. I hope everything's loud and clear for everybody. Now Jose's went for the bank. He's got the double bank, but the cue ball's got away. And Miasma's here. Welcome. And whenever Stubb arrives, I will give you a warning alert. And that warning alert will be... That's a warning to take cover. Yeah, I was saying I've had another donation earlier today from Cobra, which was very much appreciated. And Jose's got another toughie in a 3 ball. Well, Steve, I think, has got a fair idea that it was me that came up with the idea of the tournament, and who was it? I think Simon sent me a message on Facebook with the reply from Steve to Simon, and Steve's asking Steve thinks the length of the matches is too long. Let a race to 31 could be 3 hours. Well, if it's going to take 3 hours, it's going to take 3 hours. It's a virtual world championship, and I've heard nothing since. So basically, I think Steve wants to do it, but do it shorter. Which you know, races to, I mean, the races to 31 don't necessarily take that long, and you need to have a match that can maybe ebb and flow. You know, if it's a race to 13 and somebody goes 6-0 in front, the other guy's going to be hard pushed to get back into it. But he might have a chance, provided the rules are the rules that I said. Winner breaks and jump cues and all that sort of stuff. Well, it's all in Steve's head. I mean, when I used to run it, it was race to 21 in the first round, race to 31 in all other rounds, up to the semi-finals. The semi-finals was a race to 35. And then the final was a race to 41. And nobody complained. And I had 60 and 70 odd people in the tournament. Well, what Tin likes and what he doesn't like doesn't matter. If the players want it, then that's what they should get. But like I say, they should have Virtual World Championship for 9 ball, because we haven't had one. We had all this no jump queue crap, and we should have a standard traditional 9 ball tournament with winner breaks, spot money off so that you get the golden break, because that can sometimes turn a match. Well, it's not just a new mic, it's I've got voice mod installed as well, so I'm tweaking that about a bit, and just a wee bit of what you would call fun with the other various options that are available with it. See, I told you I was having fun. Yeah, that was probably a fault in my old headset. Bear in mind the old headset was at least 15 years old and had been lying in a drawer for 10 of those years while I was using loads of other headsets. In fact, the other thing was I went on to Discord today. I don't go on to it very often, but I just went on to see what the chat was in Virtual Pool 4, and I'm trying to remember the name of the guy who sent me a message on Discord about a headset, and I mean he must have sent it weeks ago. I don't know when he sent it. I didn't look to see if it had a timestamp on it, and the headset that he sent a link for was another good looking headset. I can't remember the name of it though, but it was a similar price. But then again, it was one of these headsets that comes with these separate amps that plugs into the USB, and I had a Turtle Beach headset like that, and there was too much fapping about with it. I've had about half a dozen Turtle Beach headsets in the last 7 or 8 years, and I've broke every one of them. Basically because they're still not cheap headsets. They do a cheap end, but the ones I had were like 60, 70 pound. But there was not a bit of metal in them. They're not solidly built, and all it takes is somebody that's clumsy like me to stand up in the wrong way and yank the cable, and that's them broken. I've broke every single set of headset. They haven't gone faulty. They've all been broken by me in various ways, but mostly by standing on the cable. And the other problem as well is that they were all USB, so they were all going into the front of the PC. And this is a much better headset because it's the first one I've had for goodness knows how long that actually goes into the sound card in the back of the PC, so the cable is well out the way in the back of the PC, so I'm not likely to yank it out the back of the PC or do anything like that. Plus the fact I've got that, if you saw it in the stream the other day or the final, whenever it was I showed you, there's like a meter's length of cable comes from the headset, and it's a little L-shaped mini jack, and it goes into the extension that comes with the headset that then goes into the PC and the sound card. So I can disconnect that little jack so that when I do stand up, I've got no cable at all other than the thing that's hanging from the headset, and I'm not likely to do any damage with it. But that headset, was it? Johnny Laris? That was the name of the guy, Johnny Laris. I think he's been on 1 or 2 of the streams, and he sent a link on Discord, and and he swears blind that it's a good headset. It's got a good mic on it. It looks like it's got a nice microphone on it. But then again, the actual ear pads, although it's an all over the, fully covers your ears, it's still those PVC pads which, once you've got them on, and especially during the summer, your head's sweating with the headset been on, and those pads, that PVC cover very quickly, it degrades and breaks up, and bits of it stuck to your head and all that sort of stuff. That's the sort of downside to those. But this headset here is not, it doesn't have that type of sponge pad. It's a gel. Very, very comfortable. Well, I mean, I made a vow that when I broke that last set of Turtle Beach headsets, I said I'm never going to buy another set. I'm going to get a set that's going to be, pay the money for them, and provided they're solidly built. And these are definitely solidly built. I mean, it's all metal. Everything that goes over your head is all metal. You've got metal cups around the actual earpieces, so that if they fell on the floor, they're going to bounce onto the metal guards rather than damage the actual ear cup itself. Not that that's going to happen. But they do seem to be working fine. They've been working okay so far. I haven't had
any problems with them. It sounded very good to me. You can let me know if you hear anything breaking up or anything like that.
Well, we have a problem. The problem is that 4-ball hidden behind the 10. So even with Jose potting this too, well, he had to go around the table with that one, but I don't know whether he had a decent enough angle to do it. But at least he can let Hazard see the 4-ball, but he can't do much with it. Now he'd probably be better just double kissing this 4-ball and just leaving it where it is. That's the safest shot. And now Dirty Harry can put Jose in trouble here. He just needs to feather that 4, drop it in behind the 10. Well, I think he's going the other way. I don't know what he's trying here. He doesn't look as if he's doing what I'm talking about, but to me, a gentle feather in the 4, and he's got Jose in bother. Yeah, well, he sort of bottled out in that, didn't he? He didn't really play it properly. Got it far too thick for a start. And it's just a free go for Jose, so that was a very poor shot from Harry. Not a good shot at all. And just to let you know, the noise that you'll get on a scratch, provided I'm on the right option, will be this. No, not that one. That's the wrong one. Hang on a minute. It'll be this one. That one. And of course now we've got ball in hand for Larry, who can just try and drop in behind the 6 next to the 10. Well, I'll let you hear one. Let me try this one. This is Stub. Well, this looks easy. If Harry can actually play the shot properly this time. And it's looking like 3-0. It could be a short tournament, this. Bear in mind there's only 2 teams in it, and it's only single elimination, so Jose and Hazard need to get their act together. Dirty Harry just needs to stun this in. He doesn't want to do anything crazy. And it's 3-0. Now, Wit sent me a message when I was away at my dinner, And I came back and he's not in the lobby, so I don't know what he wanted me for, unless anybody else knows. Well, not that any of you guys are interested, but it means a lot to me. I have been working solid since March. Well, I've been working all year basically, but obviously since this pandemic started, I've been working solid all the way through. The last time I had any time off was early October, I think it was, and since then it's been solid all the way through Christmas. And as of tomorrow, when I go back to work, I've got Friday a short shift and Saturday a short shift, and then that's me off for a week, thank goodness. And it couldn't come quick enough. And I will be doing absolutely nothing other than streaming the odd tournament. Well, now that you mention it, I got my bonus today. We got a 10% bonus or something based on what our pay was, or our average pay or something. I can't remember what it was, but put it this way, it barely would have paid for my headphones. That's how much the bonus was. So it was, I told the guys at work, I said, don't get yourself overexcited about this bonus we're supposed to be getting, because you're not gonna bust the bank with it. But we got paid today, so. But the unfortunate thing with that is, I've already got a visa bill to pay, and then I've got my car insurance going to come. It's going to appear in my next visa bill. This time of year's not a good time for me, because I've got the bills that come out. Well, everybody's in the same boat. Everybody's paying bills from Christmas. But my car insurance always renews at the end of January, but it's been like that for 20 years, because that's how I set it up in my old job. And I never changed it. And, well, it's always looming over your head. Well, it's 3-0, and somehow or other Hazard and Jose need to wake themselves. They need to shake themselves down here, because this table should be run out. I mean, there is no excuse for this. This is just going to be silliness here if they can't get this run out. And Hazard straight away has put Jose in trouble, because he's left him dead straight in the 5. And Jose doesn't want to try and do too much with this 5 ball. He just wants to roll it in and bounce that cue ball off the bottom rail to get it into the table slightly, so that Hazard can take the 8 up the table. You see, Jose's trying too much, and you've got to take your medicine. You've got to do what's sensible and not try too much when you're already 3-0 down. And he's trying to get up the table for the 8 when he should just drop to 5 in. And it's gifting racks away here, I'm afraid. This is why you have to. I keep saying it, and I will repeat saying it until people start listening. You have to play with common sense. You have to look at the table, see what the simplest option is going to be in that particular situation. And the simplest option was drop that 5 ball in. Oh dear. Right. Here's the warning coming, guys. He has arrived. He is in the building. There he is. He is in the building. Be aware. That's a stub alert.
Stop. Any more of that bullshit, and you're out of here.
Oh dear, it's not looking good. It's going to be a short match, a short stream, guys. Because I think I can't read the full chat here because we've got my VP4 logo at the bottom of it. But it looks like they've given up and want to play a match after this for $3. It's 4-0. But like I say, you've got to play sensibly. If you do anything, play sensibly. You might still not get the shot, but don't try and overstretch yourself when you don't need to. Well, if you intend to keep playing VP4, you're better off getting the most expensive deal, because that's like a 3-year account you get? Because that's a mistake I've made. That's what I'm going to do in my next one. No, it's only, well, I think it's something like, is it not something like that for the 3-year one? It's obviously $9.99 for the yearly renewal, but you're far better off doing or $10, yeah, you're far off doing the 3-year one. I mean, you might as well, you ain't going anywhere else. Simple as that. So it's an easy choice. I think mine's expires. In fact, I need to look. I think it expires this year sometime. Yeah, it's either a 20-something month one or something. I can't remember, but I think you get it slightly cheaper because you're doing the sort of 3-year one. It's close to a 3-year one. It might not be 3 years exactly. I'm not 100% sure. Well, here we are again. Same situation. Jose and Hazard with a wide open table. They blew the last one because Hazard didn't get Jose good on the 5. And now Jose just needs to find the gap between the 10 and the 9, not scratch in the middle pocket, and he shouldn't do because if it's a tiny feather of left English, not a lot. And he's missed a 7, and that is just no good, Jose. In fact, it's awful. And that is the story of this match. It's all been thrown away. Very good chances for these guys. And Dirty Harry, well, I don't know what the hell glasses he's wearing, but he's got them on back to front or upside down or something. And here's another gift for Hazard and Jose to at least win a rack. And Harry was doing the same mistake that lots of people do, trying to use the rail and the ball to create the angle to get out, but he didn't look at how close that 7 ball was inside the pocket. Yeah, $20 for 30 months. That sounds about right to me. So that's by far the better deal. That's what I'll do next time. And this cue ball could end up anywhere in the bottom rail here. Well, how's this for a pressure cut for Jose? And watch the cue ball. Watch the speed he plays this at. This cue ball could end up anywhere as well. So this to get on the board, and he's overcut it. And I'm afraid Harry or Larry ain't going to miss this. And it is all over, folks. And in goes the 10, and it's 5-zip. And Larry and Harry have won the match, and they have won the tournament now. I'm just going to hang about and have a quick look and see if these guys are going to play a match. Because if they are, I might as well go in and watch it as well. Oh, Jose's had enough. That's that match knocked in the head, I think. Jose's heading out the door. He's had enough. He needs to go. Well, Jose generally just plays 9-ball to kill time. He's much more a snooker table player than he is a 9-foot table player. And it definitely shows. So let's see if they're going to arrange a match. And we might as well go in and watch that. Let's just let them know. Might as well get in the right tab as well. Right, there's 3 in the room. 4 are in now. Let's head in. Oh, but in as a player. I hope they don't put me in. I don't think I've streamed any snooker. I think I've streamed like 1 snooker match in all the time I've been doing streaming, and that match was between Larry and who was it between? Was it Larry and Mal one Sunday? I think it was. And I haven't done anything. In fact, the only other one I did, no, tell a lie, the one I did 1 or 2 of those matches in the snooker tournament, the snooker championship that we had. That one where Barker's turned up out of the blue, won it, and then we've never seen him again. So this is a race to 9-ball for $100 V. Yeah, that one. And it is Hazard and Jose. Oh, Jose's here again. I thought Jose had gone. Well, this will be easy money for Harry and Larry. The way that first match went. Because Hazard and Jose can't string 2 balls together. I think that's a fair assumption. Or a fair assessment of what we've seen in the 10-ball. But anything can happen. Now this shot here, that $V thing is just blocking the view of the 1. And if you look at the shot that Hazard's got, he's nailed to the rail. And he can pot the 2 obviously, and he may well drop across into... He needs to slow down, yep. That's the best he could do. And now Jose can drop the 4 in dead weight and just go to the rail with a bit of inside left just to check the cue ball out slightly. And that's not bad either. He might even just played it plain ball. Well, whatever Jose does here, he doesn't want to leave this dead straight. He wants to have some sort of angle for Hazard to get up the table. And he's done it. And he may well end up on the short side of this 8-ball. He's got to be careful with this as well. He's trying to dig into it to stun up. He's gone on the wide side. And he's given Jose the best chance he's ever going to get to pot this 8 and just run off that left side rail down into the right hand side for a cut in the 9. And the worst thing that will happen here is a scratch. Oh, he's played another awful shot. That is really, really poor. I mean, he's been at the game long enough to know that he can play better shots than that. And that's how you give away racks time after time, and it's the same story. So, Larry, what's it to be? Is it the bank or is it the pot? It looks like the bank, the way he's lining up. Then, the more I look at it, it's the pot. And in it goes. And Harry and Larry are off and running. But again, it's a gift. They should never have been back at the table. And the worst thing that happens is that both of the players, Jose and Hazard, have got no confidence in one another. So it just brings them both down even more. They should have won that rack easily. So the break is dry. Now there's a nice safety on here just to push that 1 ball and drop the cue ball in between the 6 and 3 and try and tuck it in amongst those balls. And, well, Harry's, I don't believe he played that shot. Well, that, that might not see the light of day either, that one. We've never had any big doubles tournament, especially an NRT tournament, because the biggest failing on it is the reliability of players, especially your partner, in showing up on time on the day, because it's your $3 wasted if somebody doesn't turn up for whatever reason. So you have to make sure you pick a reliable partner or somebody you hopefully hope is going to be reliable, that they don't string you out to dry. Which is why the only doubles tournaments we have had have been like the Monday night 9-ball Scotch doubles, which seems to be dying a death, and this 10-ball one on a Thursday night as well, or Thursday afternoon, depending on where you are. They're the only two we really have. I don't know whether is there an 8-ball Scotch doubles or something as well? Is that on a Saturday? I think there used to be. So that's it then. Three doubles tournaments during the week, and in all honesty, it's like 3 too many from the actual amount of interest that there is in them. I mean, the 10-ball one used to be, in fact, the 9-ball one as well used to be double elimination. I think they're all single elimination now. I don't know. I don't usually hang around that long to see whether these tournaments go ahead or not anymore. So, Harry and Larry, 2-0 in front. And it's, well, if we go on aggregate scores, it's now 7-0. in racks. 5-0 from the 10 ball and 2-0 already in the 9 ball. So it's not looking good for Hazard and Jose. I said it before, they need to shake themselves down and apply themselves. And the worst thing to happen here is a decent safety. I mean, Hazard is going to try and drop the cue ball over behind the 3 so that Jose can pot it down this corner here. Unless he's going to try and do something silly, but he's just got a nice angle to go over towards the 3. And if he can drop the cue ball behind it, Jose might be able to pot it. But if not, he can play a good safety. And Jose needs to just draw this in. He needs to draw off the 3 slightly to leave the 4 down the rail. But that 4 is dangerously close to the middle pocket. And if he leaves any sort of angle on the 4, it won't be potable because the cue ball will scratch. He's got to leave it straight like that, and that is not bad. The problem now is, though, well, that was Hazard that played. It's Jose now. Jose can't really get anywhere good on this 5. He's still got to be careful he doesn't drop into that middle pocket. And that's not going to get there either. He was just doing his best to try and hold for Hazard to get on the 5. So the 5 ball's going to decide the rack. It's whoever can get on it. And I think I thought Harry had gone. And this angle that Larry's got here is way too much to work with. And he might run in. Let's have a look at what he's got. He might run into the 7 off this rail, which would hold Harry for the 6. Like that. That's not bad. Now, all that Harry needs to do is just roll through. In fact, roll through to a parallel line with the 9 to leave some sort of angle for Larry. Like that. And that is okay. Larry can work with that. He's slightly the wrong side of it, but he's got enough to work with off that top rail. He can go slightly inside just to come across. Well, he's maybe come across a wee bit too far for comfort here. And Harry doesn't want to hit this plain ball because he's heading towards that right corner pocket. And that digging down has once again given Hazard and Jose another gift of a chance. And how many have they thrown away though? Loads. But surely this time Jose can cut that into the middle and get himself off and running. So if there's any latecomers out there and you're wondering why are we watching 9 ball instead of 10 ball, well, you arrived too late. The 10 ball tournament was just a 2-team tournament, and it was these 2 teams that were playing in it. And Harry and Larry beat Jose and Hazard by 5 racks to 0. And this is a money match, revenge match supposedly, between the 2 teams for $100 race to 9. This is a toughie. Now, if this was the old VP3, you could put loads of top on the cue ball hit that 1 ball half ball, and the cue ball would run along that bottom rail towards the 9 and 6, and you probably cannon the 6 in. You can't do that in VP4. You could do all sorts of crazy things in VP3. But he's managed to keep the cue ball down there. He might get lucky here. And that is a good shot. That's all you ask for. And Hazard is looking to go through the gap with a bit of inside left English to kick that bottom rail and just come up towards the 1. And it's the old hit and hope. And well, that 6 ball is effectively the only awkward ball on the table because it's so close to the knuckle of the pocket, and because this 9 ball is sort of in the way, it's not easy to get good on that 6. So that might be a bit of a lifeline for Jose and his partner. Stubb, you've never played doubles in VP4 at any time in all the years I've been here. In fact, you never did in VP3 either. So it's a bit late to start. So this is the crucial shot, getting on this 5 so that Larry can give Harry a shot on this 6 ball. And if he doesn't get good on this 5, it makes it all the more difficult for Larry. And especially what he's done here, he's put him right down in the bottom rail. And Larry can only go forward and run around and hopefully avoid the 7 ball to try and just get out into the table. Somewhere in that gap, let's see if my little doodle's working. Somewhere in that gap there, that's the line that he wants to get into. There. Missed the 7. See, that's the problem. Commentator's eye tells you that that 7 ball was in the way, and no fault on Larry's part because he did everything he could to try and get there, but the 7 ball was the blocker. It was in the path of the cue ball, and Jose and Hazard may well have a chance here. And that's unlucky. Got the hit, but he scratched.
Whoa.
So, ball in hand, and Jose has a simple task of getting up the table, avoiding that 8 ball to get to the 7. And Hazard doesn't want to come down the table too far. And not, again, dead straight. I mean, this is, well, he's okay. He's got a slight angle. I was panicking there for him. He's okay. Jose can just drop this in, and we'll be all square. And I'll have a quick drink. Oh, dear goodness me again. Oh. How he manages to miss these, I don't know. He says he can't believe. Well, we're all watching it. Can certainly believe it. The evidence is there. And Larry just trying to kick this 8 in, and that's a good effort. Unlucky. And Jose and Hazard have got out of jail. But I'll tell you something. If we have any sort of doubles championship, these two want to steal well clear of each other. Because they are not a team. They don't meet the standards to qualify for that sort of event, let alone actually play in it. Not from what we've seen so far tonight. And let's be honest, most of it has been just carelessness. You've got to always think about what you're doing. What's the best way to get onto that next ball? How do you make life easier for your partner? Let's have a look from his end. What does that look like? Well, that 2-ball. I mean, that it goes from that line, but it's so difficult. It is not an easy shot. Very tight squeeze past that 7. Larry's had a blast. He's got lucky. He's kicked in the 6, but he's gone safe. And so Harry has left Larry high and dry. Larry just looking to give this a kick somewhere. Now, you still there, Mark? Or has Mark gone to bed as he get bored? Yeah, I think he's gone. He's had enough. He might be playing a ladder match against somebody. Oh, he's still there? Well, I'm excited, Mark, because I saw that Channel 4 are going to be showing the live test series between England and India. That's something I've got to look forward to. I mean, it's been like 15 years, I think, or close on that, since test matches have been covered on terrestrial television. And there's another awful shot by Jose, trying to get up for the 5, absolutely no control whatsoever. He's nowhere near the 5, and he's not potted the 4. When is it? That's the only thing I haven't read. I can't remember when it's meant to be on. I'll probably miss the damn thing. Of course, the other problem is I'll probably not see it. I'll end up just watching the highlights program, because if it's in India, they're at least 5 hours in front of us. So I might see some of the afternoon session when I get home from work, depending on when it's due to start. If it goes ahead and none of the players come down with a dose of the COVID. I was watching, there's a guy that I follow on Twitch and YouTube, and quite a few of you might have heard of him if you're interested in gaming and stuff, or the games that I'm interested in. A guy called Squirrel, as in little animal that eats nuts. I was watching his video on his YouTube channel this morning, and it's showing you him gutting out his room because he's now gone professional. He's now doing streaming as his career, because he's got enough followers to do it now, and he's obviously earning enough money doing it. And he spent an absolute... Well, he hasn't said how much he spent, but I can tell you, if we watch the video, you can see how much he spent. He's got a monitor, because he's got the same... Or he's got the same brand of PC as I've got, not PC, monitor. The Asus Republic of Gamers editions. And he did a review on this, like, 37-inch super widescreen curved monitor. He must have done it about 18 months ago, because I watched the video, and he was given one of these TVs to review, or these monitors, and I doubt he must have had to give it back. He only got a loan of it because he's now out and bought one, and this thing cost about $3,000. So he's bought that, and he's got a rig set up for his Fanatec steering wheel and pedals. Now that Fanatec steering wheel and pedals, again, you only need to go online and look. He's probably paid 1,500 quid for that, for his iRacing and his Euro truck that he does. And he's also got a big, he's got this rigged in the corner on a like a racing seat, and he can then interchange his driving setup to his yoke and flight pedals that he's got for when he does Flight Simulator. And this yoke system that he's got, that must have cost about £1,000. He's got a monitor that 37-inch below. He's got like what looks like a 27-inch above. He's got them both rigged on brackets that allow you to just put your arms out, straight out, grab each side of the monitor and slide them up and down. He's got a high definition Sony camera in between the two monitors to stream him, and he's got another Sony camera behind him and above him so that you can see the controls when he's working and when he's streaming. That's for that. Then he's got his normal PC and his desktop, and another two monitors there. And then he's got his big green screen that's like, it's like a drop-down blind that you would drop down from on a window. Big green screen at the back that he pulls down. He's got these high-tech lights, these flat panel lights that are rigged up on booms so that you can just pull them out and aim them. And he's got two of those behind him, two of those in front of him. He's got all the wiring and cable all boxed in along the wall and just above the floor. He's had a new carpet put in. He's got noise reduction panels on the ceiling above and to the side of him. And this whole setup must have cost him 10 grand or more just so that he can stream his games. And he's not the only one. I mean, there are guys who've got enough followers where they're getting income coming in from ads and sponsorship, and also the donations through their websites. People have subscribed to their websites, and it's they're renewing them all the time. So he's making a fair living at it. Good luck to the guy, because he has invested in it, and even when he makes a video, it's well edited. If you watch his video to show you his room, it's obviously the wife is using the camera, or one of his mates is filming him, but it's all been edited properly, titles and everything, all of that stuff. That's where you take it to the next level if you're really into it. So, and of course, yeah, that's right, he's got all his merchandise. He's got his squirrel sweatshirts and caps and everything. So that's where the money is, and that's something where you can work at home, and it's the ideal job. You don't have to go out. You just get yourself all set up to do your stream, and you don't have to meet anybody at all. You don't have to put yourself in any danger. No, I don't have. Oh, by the way, good evening. What was it you wanted me for? Because I was away at my dinner at the time. When I came back, I saw your message, but you had disappeared from the lobby. I saw the result of the match you were playing in a tournament, and that was all I seen. No, I have no room to do anything. I couldn't. I mean, I would love to have a simple thing as a green screen. I would love to have that, but the way my room is set up, I don't want to invest any time in taking things to that length. I'm just quite happy with what I've got, and Virtual Pool 4 doesn't really merit investing fortunes in doing streaming. Timeout in ladder rooms. I would imagine it tells you on the ladder it's probably still 10 minutes. I'm willing to bet that it's 10 minutes. But it's a bit kind of daft because, you know, you meet the guy in the lobby, the guy says, do you want a ladder match? Yeah, I'll send you a proposal. He's not then going to surely just disappear, is he? Is that what happened? That's a bit weird, unless you get called away in an emergency or something like that. But yeah, I'm sure there's a 10-minute timeout or something. Might even be 5 minutes. I would think it might be 5 minutes because it's a ladder room. You're expecting both people to be there at the time. But if you go to, well, better not do it in the room. Hang on a minute. If I go to the lobby and I type in /SB. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a minute. /SB. That brings up the ladders. So if I go to, what was it, 8 ball? Let's say it was 8 ball. If I go to 8 ball, where the hell does it tell you? Match timeout, 10 minutes. That'll be the same in all the ladders. Oh, the match was out of sync. Well, that's where you do the simple thing. You leave the room, but you don't quit, and then just shut down VP4 and restart it and come back in. That should solve it. Get rid of my little cue stick. Anyway, unbelievably, Jose and Hazard have got themselves in the lead. I need to change my tab back. That's what I need to do. Well, who was it you were playing? I just told you what the solution is. You get your opponent and yourself to leave the room but not quit and do a restart. Drum roll, right? Hang on a minute till I find it. No, I don't think I've got a drum roll. No, the best I can come up with is that. That's the best I can come up with. Ah, you just couldn't pot a ball. Ah, right. You see, rage quitting is a sign of weakness. You know my theory on it. You never give up. You do not give up at any time in any game, no matter how bad it is. Because anything can happen. It's unlikely, but anything can happen. Watch the cue ball. It's okay. Now, Jose has got a perfect little safety shot here. Just push that forward. Very thin edge. Because I don't think you can see it to pot it. He can just catch the edge of it and get down the table here. I don't know what the hell he's trying here. Well, he's managed to get there. I'll give him that. Dirty Harry gets the hit. But the 4 ball is open. And Hazard can certainly draw down past the 8 ball. He needs to get right into this 4 ball so he can get the draw to work. Now the angle that Jose's got here, if he plays this, is he trying, now the angle's not good to try and hold for the 6. Well, he's done not bad, but Hazard will just have to either go 2 rails or just roll this in dead weight. And now this is the one that can very easily go wrong, because you should be aiming with the weight just to get past the middle pocket on the right hand side. That's your target area. Just down past the middle pocket and no more. And that is pretty well played. Now Hazard can just roll this 8 ball in. He's going to go close to the 9, but if he gets a wee bit on it, he's trying to stun behind it. That'll do. He could have just gone forward with a wee bit of inside right just to go away from the 9, but Jose, well, I say Jose shouldn't miss this. And it's 5-3. Managed to get themselves a 2-rack lead. Can they hold it? Dry break. 1 ball in the open and an opportunity to run into the 9, the 8 and the 2 and move things around. How's the luck? Not bad. Well, the best that Harry is going to leave Larry is a combo 3 and 5 if he can get into the open. But these balls in the middle of the table are a bit awkward to avoid. And that was the old hit and hope. Trying to get somewhere so that Larry could at least see the 3. Well, let's be generous and say that Jose and Hazard were awful in that last match. That has been complimentary to say that. They were absolutely useless. And they frankly couldn't get any worse, put it that way. Anything was an improvement from what we saw in that match. But Harry and Larry, and once again, Larry's left with a shot where he can't really get good into the cue ball. Oh, I forgot about the 5. I'm looking at the 6. Forgot the 5 was there. Well, that makes it a lot better. Now, you don't want to let this cue ball run away from this shot. You can easily hold the cue ball just to keep it adjacent to the 7 and make it all the more simpler for Larry, who's now the wrong side of the 7. And now Larry is probably going to come down the table here for this 8 into the middle. I would think he's got every room to do it. He's going to go forward and come just back down the table here so that Harry can drop that 8 in. Watch the middle pocket though. Oh dear. Well. Whoa. That's what I should have done. And now the course, entirely the wrong angle for Harry. He's just going to have to try and get the cue ball around, not find a pocket, and leave Larry a shot in the 9, which he has done. So it's going to be 1 back, and back to within 1, trailing by 5 racks to 4 in this race to 9. One ball goes in. One ball. Every other ball on. But the first ball, this 2 ball, doesn't, I think, really have a pocket. Let's have a look. Well, it will go past the 6. It's by no means easy. Any clip on that point, and it won't go anywhere. And that's what happens on these pockets. Big difference from the straight pool tournament. Listen, mate, it doesn't matter. All donations are appreciated, no matter what size. That has paid for my headset. Got another one today from Cobra. Oops. And I hit the wrong button again. As I say, I got one earlier on today from Cobra, which is greatly appreciated as well. And likewise, for all the rest of you guys that sent donations, thank you very much. Oh, well, it's unusual that it would bounce onto the railing out. It's usually a lot, you have to be a bit closer to do that, but it's unlucky for Jose. And it's a good chance for Harry and Larry to be all square. And again, you know, there's no reason at all that this table should not be run. Every ball is out there. There's nothing difficult. And the only difficult shot, if there's going to be any, is just getting from the 6 to the 7. Right, wait a minute. Question Hugh, you see our accounts as recipient with PayPal. Never tried that out. I mean, do you see the email or the user? Yeah, you see the, well, you see the name of the person, the name of their account. I mean, most of the guys, most of the guys that sent donations also added in a note to say who they were. Whereas some of the guys have, there's at least one person sent a donation and I don't know who it's from because I don't know their name. But I've got a fair guess because it was a female and I think it was LS3. I think it was that Gloria who sent a donation and she was here earlier on. And the one I got from Cobra today had his name on his account, but he put in brackets Cobra, so I knew it was from him. Well, Dirty Harry's overhit that by the country mile. Oh, it wasn't. Well, who the hell was it then? That's got me even more puzzled. Well, in that case, then you've still got time. And that's a good shot from Larry. I'm mixing up Harry's and Larry's. But it was definitely a female. And I haven't a clue who it was. I thought the name on it was Gloria. I might be mistaken, but it was definitely a female. But it didn't say, it had the person's name, but it didn't say what their VP handle was. So I've got no clue who it was. So we are at 5 racks all in this race to 9. And this isn't 10 ball, it's 9 ball. We've had the 10 ball, it's done and dusted and all gone. And Harry and Larry, well, once again, these guys should be out. 3 ball, easy 4 to pot the 4 and just squirt out behind that 5 ball. The only danger here is Larry would want to go to the rail, but the 6 ball's in the way, and that's blocking Harry's shot. So Larry's having to come out. He would normally have probably just ran through to the rail, And now Harry's got to be careful here. If he's going to baby this in just to hold for the 5 into the opposite corner. Well, he's trying to get out behind it. He's done well. He's done well to get there. And now anything will do, even if he's dead straight on this 6. Well, that's maybe not quite. That's maybe too dead straight, because Larry might have to try and get right down close to that corner pocket to give Harry an angle to get out. Or is he trying to drop back and leave him the higher cut? I think that's what he's doing. Yeah, he's just trying to kill it to leave him the higher angle. And that means the cue ball should be going this way, down for the 8. He should be stunning this in and down this right hand side, because the angle's perfect for that. And he's a wee bit short, but he's got there. Good evening, and Semi-Pro has arrived, and let me find a suitable soundbite for Semi-Pro. He's arrived. Lock up your daughters. Good evening, Semi. Welcome. Welcome to Virtual Pool 4 Online. We have a live stream match between Hazard and Jose, Larry and Harry. Race to 9 for $100 well, let's just clarify that. It was a manipulated 155 break. It wasn't in a match, so it doesn't count. No, it wasn't Deb's, because I mean it would have been Deb's name unless she goes under an alias on what do you call it, on PayPal, and I can't think for the life of me why she'd want to donate to my account. No, it's definitely not her. And if it's not LS3, then goodness knows who it is. I'm going to have to find out. No, it's not Sylvia, because that's not Sylvia's name. Sylvia is Sylvia is it Gulden? Guilden, German. Definitely wasn't her. So Hazard and Jose were 5 racks to 3 up, and now they find themselves 1 behind and in trouble. And Hazard has dug himself out a hole there, but it's got nothing easy here for Jose. Well, this is, I'd prefer to try and bank that into this middle pocket here, where we're looking from. You'd have to make it though, you have to make the line to the side rail, and Jose's got the line. Where's the cue ball going to end up though? And Hazard is going to be in all sorts of trouble trying to cue over this 9 ball. And all he can do is pot the 6 and hope. And that's a nice pace, but the problem is the 8 ball's a blocker, and Jose is going to have to play the combo. And it's not a difficult combo, let's be honest. Oh, I just noticed I've got these buttons mapped on my keyboard. I'm using my F keys, and one of them brings up the frame rate. You'll notice in the bottom right hand corner. The frame rate for Virtual Pool 4. Is it F10 or something like that? I think it might be F10 or F9. One of them does the frame rate. So Jose and Hazard, I've got it back all square. Now I did something on Twitch earlier on today. I was looking at trying to ban this spam bot that comes into the Twitch chat, trying to get me to buy followers and all of that crap. And I've did something that hopefully will prevent that from coming in. We'll see if that works. Well, Hazard, great opportunity to lock this cue ball away. In behind that 7 and 8. Needs a spin to work, and when the the 3 balls hit the jaw, and that's unlucky. I mean, he had the right idea there, but you cannot guarantee that happening. Right, see you later, miasma. So it's good to see we're holding a 60 frame rate, which, let's be honest, isn't that difficult to do in VP4. With everything turned up full. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to mention to you guys as well. If you were here earlier on, I can't remember who was asking. Was it Mark that was asking about the plans for the next big tournament? And the one thing I forgot to mention was, not that I've got any other information other than was sent in the message that I got from DJ Simon. He copied and pasted the message that Steve sent to him when Simon sent the message forward to Steve about the settings for the Virtual 9-Ball World Championship that I decided the settings were going to be, and he got a reply, and in that reply, Steve was obviously concerned about the length of the matches, but the other thing he mentioned was that I think he wasn't planning to do something like that right now because there was a major update coming. And that was his words, quote unquote, a major update. Now, what that's going to entail, goodness knows, but it's going to have to be some sort of major update to surprise me. But that's the inside info that I've got that I can pass on, and that's all. So you're going to have to start fishing and see if you can find out any more. Bearing in mind, the only person you can ask is Steve, and he ain't telling you anything. Not unless he sends something to me for me to test something for him. I don't know, but that's only the last time he sent anything was for the internal browser. But what this major update is going to be, goodness knows. It's a major overhaul it needs. It's coming up in 8 years old, this game. Now, how's Hazard's luck? Well, he's left Jose in no man's land, but it's a good bank. It is definitely a good bank, but once again, he's going to have to make the angle, though. He's looking at the cut into the middle, but the bank isn't on. He has to make that bank, but he's going for the cut, and he's overcut it. And you would think that's a chance gone. And then it goes. So, Larry and Harry back into the lead by the odd rack. 7 racks to 6. And this is going to take me very nicely to pretty much near bedtime. I'll go and have a coffee and a biscuit. And that'll be me ready for beddy buys. And there's another snooker tournament coming on ITV4. I can't remember what one it is, but it's not far away either. So there'll be live snooker. But if you don't live in the UK, you'll certainly be able to get it on a stream. That's if you're sad and boring like me and you like watching snooker. So the 9 and the 5 are locked up. And, well, if anybody can get a half decent angle on that 3 ball, and Jose trying to roll through far enough, well, the cut is on. And Hazard will certainly move the 9 and 5. And he doesn't need to blast this in, because that 9 and 5 will hold the cue ball and leave it there for the 4 on that top right hand corner pocket. So just a cut like that, and that will do. And now, again, if Jose is thinking about what he's doing, he needs to dig right into this 4 ball. And it needs to slow up here, or bounce, one of the two. Well, there's still a cut on, but this cue ball's running down into the corner of this 6. It was nice to see John Virgo back at the last tournament they did, or the one that I watched. There was one on, the German one I never watched, because that was obviously in Eurosport, and I don't have Eurosport. I don't have any of the satellite channels anymore since I got rid of it. But John Virgo was isolating in Spain for a few months, and he is obviously back in the UK, back in the commentary box. And Hazard and Jose are back all square. 7 all. Well, at least they're putting up a better show than what they did in that first match. And I don't know why I never ever got to read what the reason was that what's his face? What's the other commentator? The one with the grey hair and the glasses, who isn't with the BBC anymore. That one. What's his name? Why is his name totally went out of my head? Yeah, Clive. I don't know why Clive isn't working with the BBC anymore. I miss Clive as well. Well, Parrott's in that group of 4 or 5 with Henry, Davis, the Irish one. What do you call him? Ken Doherty. Well, I mean, Clive Everton's definitely well into his 70s. He's knocking the other side of 70, I would think. I mean, he's been a snooker and billiards journalist for donkey's years. Not unless he's actually sort of semi-retired now. Is that true? That what you're telling me? I didn't know. I can believe that though. You know, that's what. Oh dear. Well, Hazard's fluffed to 8. Yeah, I can believe that because you know, it's maybe not as significant in snooker, but you know, any of these celebrities that you know they're at the top of their game, but you know, once the BBC decide they don't want you, they don't want you. You're booted out the door. They don't mess about. I mean, prime example of that is Noel Edmonds. He was Mr. BBC for, you know, 40 years. Started on his Radio 1 breakfast show, went to Multicoloured Swap Shop. Then he had his various Saturday night programmes. And then when Noel's House Party started losing its audience, the BBC just cut the chains and sent him on his way. And plenty more before him have gone as well. But now Larry and Harry on the hill, needing 1. And Jose and Hazard, well, trying to hang in, but they're not going to do that if they keep missing. Well, not a difficult escape, easy enough to jump that and hit the 1. Question is where is it going to end up? Now, if he hits it full in the face, it's more than likely to end up in that top corner. Somewhere down that direction, unless he cuts it when the cue ball's going off the table again. So here you go. Ball in hand. Hazard rolling the 1 in and rolling the cue ball up, and he's got to roll far enough though. Tell me something new there. Energy bills going up. They go up every bloody year. Without fail. And he's again left that a bit short. Well, whatever you do, Jose, don't hook your partner behind the 6. Or the 5, depending how he lets us run up the table. Oh, I'll search for that. Because as I say, I never ever really found out. I never saw anything. In fact, I never really investigated very much, but I just knew that he suddenly wasn't there at the BBC anymore. Oh no. Disaster.
Whoa.
Well, it's all over now, folks. I can't see Harry and Larry messing this up. And now Harry, how is he on this 5? Does he want to roll through for the 6 into this opposite middle pocket? Because that looks the simplest shot to me. Or draw out for the 6 into the top left-hand corner as we look. That'll still do. Well, folks, this was something I just planned doing today, hoping that we'd get a few in the doubles tournament. Obviously, we didn't. And just as well, these guys played this match after it, or it would have been a very short evening, but it is now well and truly over. And I think Larry will just drop through dead weight and let Harry roll this down the rail for the match to win by 9 racks to 7 and win the 100 or their share of the 100 $V. So it's all over, and I don't know when we'll meet again, folks, but thank you for your company. And do stay safe, take care, wear your mask properly, and keep your distance. And until we meet again, I will bid you good night and thank you for watching.